Good evening, good evening, good evening. I wanted to make a blackout video because I'm not feeling being on the camera right now. Um, and I have a lot to do in a little bit of time. That's one of the things that I wanted to talk about this evening. And um, um, I don't know what I'm going to title this yet because there's so many things that are coming to me, like, in essence of like, bro, so much. Um, Life lessons, um, testing the spirit or your spirit, um, having faith and exercising in it, knowing your self worth, forgiveness, acceptance, uh, just growth and and experiencing it simultaneously as you're living your life and going through life. And excuse me, I am being tested in so many facets and so many avenues and areas and arenas in my life. And I am I'm seeing myself through different lenses. And um I don't like to say it's a lot. I'm recognizing where I have character traits or character flaws or things that I have done or do to myself or in my life, or decisions that I have made that have been detrimental to my growth throughout my life. However, the decisions that also, taught me a lesson about myself to, pay attention to not do that thing or that, have that behavior again. And I'm growing through this process, learning about myself and learning about how to feel my feelings and understand my feelings and teach it to my children. And I was having a conversation today with um a friend of mine's mom, and it was beautiful because she rose some light to me. I call people lighthouses when they give me information, or they awake me to something, or put me aware, put me be to something. I call them lighthouses. Like they're shining a light into an area of myself that I am not fully aware or I do not see. And so um my lighthouse moments are like this lighthouse moment, because we talked about several things, like several things, but the lighthouse moment for me, and it was a couple of them in the conversation, was one of them was my self-worth, and then being deserving of it, and understanding it, you know what I mean, understanding the power of who you are and what you are and how you move. And it brought about, for me today, willpower. What is your willpower? What does it mean to have willpower, and what does it mean to move with intentionality and with purpose and with faith and with true honest believing, move through trials and tribulations and traumas? Because when people experience things in their lives that are traumatic events, or that are just alters everything about you. Like, there are people that may have never really experienced things such as myself, or some people that I've actually met and come into contact with. When you experience extreme traumatic events, it changes you, it alters your psyche, it alters your emotional genetic makeup, it alters everything about you. And for me, in my journey, what I have learned to do through my traumatic experiences is to understand it in the spiritual aspect or sense, to get to understand and know myself, because I want to know why. What is it about me that I deserved for this thing to happen to me? Where in my life or in my contract or my past lives or my soul decision making process, whatever, where in the beginning of my creation, right? Because if you really want to go deep, you start, like, I watched a video and the lady said your pregnancy starts in the mind, and she is absolutely correct. It's a thought. It's an agreement. It's a conversation. It's an idea. A baby is an idea. Yeah, you can have a conversation and say, "Oh, I want to have a baby," and then you change your mind. Yeah, because you canceled it out when you changed your mind. However, when you come into agreement with someone and you guys like, yeah, let's do this, and you genuinely want to do it, it starts as a conversation. Like, it starts as a thought, and then it becomes a conversation. You have a conversation about it, you agree on it. Now, even if, and I'm not gonna get super deep into that whole agreeing process, because it's levels to that. Because people be like, I didn't agree to have a baby by one night stand. You agreed to have sex though, so like, let's be real. So, like, and that's a natural consequence of it. You know what I mean? Actually know somebody that actually did that, like, had a one night stand and actually wound up having a baby out of it, and is actually was in the baby's life and everything, and pays child support and takes care of the child the whole nine. Like, and both him and the mom was just like, they didn't believe in abortion, and they respected the space, and they understood and recognized and realized, like, hey, this is the consequence of what happens when we do what we did, right? And so they owned their, and they own their my mom would say a F up, but they owned their decision, and they lived through it. They didn't look at it as a punishment. They looked at it as them being able to come into each other's lives and give each other something that they apparently needed at the time, because they have a child out of it. It's as a result. And so um I know I feel like I'm about to be jumping all over the place in this message. I don't even know why, but I'm about to just go with it. I am learning to reevaluate myself at the stage of that I am in my life. I believe I'm going through an initiation, soul awakening, or whatever people. I don't know what people call it. It's stuff. I know I'm going through changes. I'm going through changes. Like, like, I'm really going through changes over here. Like, bro, I'm trying to tell you, and it's not light. You know what I mean? It is really me facing me, really me seeing myself, really me understanding parts of me that I didn't give myself credit to understand before. It's really me, like, being real with myself about my feelings, and, the things that are coming up in conversation with myself or others, and really taking it in and paying attention to it. And it's just like, wow, I didn't know that I even thought this way anymore. I didn't know I even felt this way about this. I didn't even know it was going to make me feel this kind of way, or I was going to have this reaction or this expression. I didn't even know that this was still here. Like, it's like going back and cleaning out the cobwebs of your emotional center, or your emotional energy, and that emotional energy stems from your thoughts, your brain, like what you think about, what you put your energy and your mind into, and it is connected to your willpower, what you act on, right? It becomes habit forming, because it travels down, just like I feel like I'm gonna go laugh with this. I don't know. Kundalini energy goes up and down. It's up and down. It's up and down. So, like, it has to come from, it travels up, to build up. The build up is boom, 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 boom. You go through all these cycles, and you build yourself up, and you encourage yourself, and you excite yourself and get yourself motivated and pumped up and driven, and you speak on it, and then you begin acting on it, and you begin actually living in it, and then it's yours. Boom, you've stepped into that quote unquote timeline, or you stepped into that energy, you stepped into that frequency, you stepped into that body form, or modality or mindset of yourself, right? And in doing so, you begin to change your atmosphere around you, your dynamic, right? But it's habit forming, and that is the point I'm getting to. It's habit forming. And so when you are surrounding yourself around certain things, people, places, and things, you yourself are changing on the inside. You begin to formulate or develop habits that are beneficial, or that help you to grow, right? Nobody's perfect. Baby, I know I'm far from perfect. Like I don't know if I even put it on here, but I just joined Bible study and I've only gone to two. And it goes to show I have not read my Bible in so long. It's so many things that I've like misconstrued and just flubbed up and like, okay, let's get it right, sis. You know what I'm saying? Don't beat yourself up for it. Own your stuff and move on. The sooner you own up to your mistakes or the things that you do or the behaviors that you have been guilty of, the mannerisms that you've been guilty of, the thought processes that you've been guilty of, the judgments that you have been guilty of, the whatever. Because we all have skeletons in our closets. You know what I'm saying? The envy, the malice, because I'm not even a malicious person. However, like I have been petty. I have had moments where in my life where I was petty because of how I felt somebody was treating me. And I had to learn, like, just because a person is treating you a certain way doesn't necessarily mean that's what they're actually doing. It is one, how you are perceiving, and two, it's your truth. It's how you're perceiving it. It's also how you react and respond to it. It's the energy that you give to it. Because yeah, a lot of times, like for me, I went through a lot of things. People treated me a lot of ways, and I was not, making it up or make believe in my head or going insane or crazy. I know what reality was. I saw what was going in front of me plain as day. The thing is, I am not quick to judge people. You know what I'm saying? I'm quick to analyze and say, okay, you know what? I know what it's like to be in that person's shoes. I empathize before I'm judging somebody. You know what I'm saying? Like, let me put myself there. Let me understand it before I'm saying, oh, I never do. No, my mom taught me that. Don't you ever say never, you'll never do something, because you'll never realize that if you put yourself in that situation and you wind up actually having to go through it or live through it. You're testing your spirit, right? And testing your spirit is like you putting something out on the atmosphere and it comes back to you in your life and you're experiencing it and you're like, why is this happening to me? Why is this going down? Why is this taking place? Because you put it out into the atmosphere. You tested your own spirit because you challenged yourself saying, I would never do blah 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 blah. If you are the creator and master of all things, if you are the universe and you are one, and you're on the same plane or the same understanding, and it's not a matter of sovereignty or disrespect or righteousness and anything like that. It's just a matter of comprehension and awareness of consciousness, space, time, and continue. You understand? Like it's like some quantum physics type stuff, like multi-universe type, understandings or whatever the case may be. What I'm saying is that when you are in alignment, you understand that you are one and you are the creator of all things, that the universe resides within you. You can decide how you want to live and what kind of life you want to have. However, it takes work. The work is you actually working on yourself and recognizing your character traits and your character flaws. And that is something that I learned this evening while I was talking to this beautiful woman. And she just shared with me, like, I appreciate her vulnerability to open up and share with me. I share with her first. Yeah, I'm kind of like that. If I feel the vibe right and I'm just in a space and I'm able and I'm flowing, I'm just gonna talk. You know what I'm saying? And typically people genuinely listen to me, and then we have a very good dialogue, very good conversation. You know what I'm saying? Conversations be dope. And when it's mutual and the conversation is open and the person is talking to you, it's a give and a take. You know what I'm saying? It's every interaction is a reaction as well. You know what I'm saying? It's simultaneous at the same time. Whatever I'm giving you, giving me too. You know what I'm saying? It's going back and forth because we are communicating, we are connected. We're having a conversation, a transference of energy. And so when you are in a receptive state, you will receive energy in return, knowledge. You'll build bonds, you'll build connection, you'll build relationship. You feel me? Like you start to understand. And so it's like, okay, as you grow, you pay attention to like genuineness of a person, the realism of a person, the authenticity of a person. You can tell because people that are like really authentic, it just be like they assholes, they stand out. It's always something about them that makes them them. You know what I mean? Those people like they have like Eddie Murphy with his laugh. It's something like that. You know what I'm saying? It distinguishes him. He's the only person that laughs like that. You know what I'm saying? It's his natural reaction. You know what I mean? Or like your reaction to like What's another one? Another one that's distinct. Like your reaction to like a surprise or your reaction to just any type of stimuli. How you react and respond to stimuli is your connection to yourself. It is connection to how you grow, evolve, and change. Now, when it comes down to traumas, right, and things happen to you, your connection to self is not the same. It's like a different trial or a different test or a different comprehension, understanding, or connection to yourself. It's like it's like opening a door to the unknown of you because something transpired within you during or through that traumatic event. You know what I mean? Something inside of you was altered, shaken, changed, you know, jiggle, wiggle, loose, whatever. It was something that about that experience that altered how you saw or perceived the world, right? So that's a massive change. What I have learned is that these changes are not insignificant, and these experiences are not insignificant. They are pertinent to your development and spiritual growth in this life. These experiences teach a person that genuinely wants to heal. I'll say that these experiences happen to teach you how to heal yourself on a soul level, meaning go through your soul's, I want to say, akashic records or your soul's memory bank from your conscious awareness of when you remember or recall coming into volition in this particular lifetime, and connecting it to your history of your soul from all other lifetimes or lifespans that you've lived, and doing a evaluation of self. Not everyone has extreme traumatic experiences. It's chosen people that choose to live those lifestyles or choose to agree to those certain things in their contracts. And these so-called, and I feel like I'm gonna go all the way over the place. Like, oh my goodness, I'm just gonna roll with it. Let me get out the way. Thank you. These experiences are pertinent because they help your soul grow. Some souls came or were born into this planet or were born into this existence, or however, I don't feel like getting into how deep or whatever it is, but some souls came here to heal the world, to heal the spiritual world and the earthly world. And I hear people talking about, oh, fallen angels this and fallen angels that, and it's so many levels to that too, because you have to, it's a history to what happened in heaven. It's a history to it, and many of us are not educated to it. I myself included do not know all of the history. However, I know what I can recall from my own personal history of like my personal experience of it from my past life, right? And I know this might sound a little bonkers or crazy. However, it's not. It's really not. Like I am learning so much about myself just by being by myself. It's like spending time with myself and reflecting on experiences and just asking myself questions of things that I want to know about me. And typically it starts with conversations such as like, well, who am I? You right? Who am I really? Why am I here? What is the purpose of me being on this planet? What is the purpose of me walking in this journey? What is the purpose of me walking this life? Why do I think the way I think? Why do I talk the way I talk? Why do I have this hair? Why do I have this color? Why do I have this skin? Why do I have this voice? Why do I have these eyes? Like, you start asking questions. You question things. You become curious, right? You go down this rabbit hole of curiosity of self. When you really genuinely want to heal, you just want to understand, why me? Right? And I did this. I went down this rabbit hole of, why me? Why did this happen to me? Why did I have to experience my life in this way? Why did this situation have to happen to me? What did I do to cause this to come towards me? What did I give out or put out that opened me up to this thing? What did I say, or how did I act, or how did I react or respond that caused these experiences to come to me? Is this what I signed up for when I chose to be born? Right? Like, you go through the motions. Those of you who ever really had a one-to-one heart on with yourself, and you're just in a moment, you just in a space. And I've been talking to a couple of people, because a couple of friends of mine are going through things. Actually, we're all going through things. We're all warring through storms in our lives right now. Whether we recognize or realize it or not, it can be minor or minuscule, or it could be major. We're warring through storms in our lives. And when you are in the midst of the storm, all you know is what you're feeling and what you're experiencing at that point in time. You do not see anything beyond this storm that you're in. And you're doing your best to control the storm. And what I've learned is that you cannot control the storm. You can control how you show up and react and respond. You have to learn to find peace in your storm. And I'm telling you, that is not easy. And then at the same time, it is. Finding peace and making peace is acceptance of your control in a situation. Understanding, recognizing, and realizing, like, what your physical, emotional little self, big self, however you want to describe yourself, what control do you currently have over the situation and yourself in this situation? How can you show up that is most beneficial to not just others, but yourself, and more importantly, source? How can I show up for my mission, my this experience? What is this about to teach me? What is this about to show me? What am I about to learn about myself? How am I about to grow? How am I about to evolve? How am I about to change? How am I about to, like, just, what I'm saying, blow up, grow up, like, what is really about to go down with me, right? And learning how to, like when you ask these questions, you feel these things, it's like, bro, what I'm learning is to just sit with it. And it's not easy sitting with it. Like, bro, I have so many questions. I'm so curious. God, why is this? God, what about this? Or what do I need to understand about this? Oh, what do I need to grow about this? How do I need to evolve right here? How do I need to change? Like, sometimes you have to just be in it and just see. You don't even have to ask questions. Just see. And if you're going to ask a question, Lord, may I please have some clarity? May I have some clarity, or may I be alert and aware and conscientious enough to pay attention to what is getting ready, or what is currently happening to me? What about what's happening to me? Or, Lord, let me see what's happening to me that is for my benefit, for my good. The purpose in which you instilled in me, and with on me, and with through me, and throughout me, and in every itching and etching of myself, my being, right? Where do I need to be better? How do I need to be better? How do I show up for myself, and not just not in a selfish way, but show up for myself so that I can show up for others, right? I had this conversation with my son earlier today, because we got into it a little bit, because I'm really going through life. Is life and right now, you know what I'm saying? And so he had a conversation with his dad. He was gonna come through and look out, and I felt some kind of way, because I'm like, okay, I appreciate the fact that you want to look out. However, at the same time, I'm going through some stuff, and I'm just like, look, I don't want to welcome any unwanted or unwarranted energy or exchanges or anything into my home right now. Gestures whatsoever, nothing. Like I do not choose to welcome any of that in. And so like my son agreed to something, and it was like I realized, I'm coming at my son like, well, look, why don't you have a conversation? He's like, well, mom, I'm just doing what I was told. I said, pause. I feel you. You know what I'm saying? I just backed up. I'm like, look, peep this. Let me even take that back. You feel what I'm saying? I understand how you feel torn right now because you are honoring and respecting what your dad is saying to you, as your parent, you respect your parent, you respect your dad, like, yet you're also attempting to honor what your mom, myself, am sharing and expressing too, right? And so it's just like I had to reflect on myself in that moment and stand up and assert myself, and not in a negative way, but I had to let my son know, like, look, one, I recognize that you are in a catch 22. Number one, you know what I'm saying? Because, like, dang, like, you coming at me and it ain't even my fault. I'm just doing what I was told to do, right? However, at the same time, I had to tell my son, like, look, I need you to understand, like, just because I'm saying what I'm saying doesn't mean you just disregard my feelings, or doesn't mean that I'm attacking you. I am literally just sharing my feelings in this space. I am asserting my energy and my response in this space. It's not saying that your reaction is right. It's not saying your reaction is wrong. I'm showing up for me. And this is what showing up for me looks like. I should be comfortable and confident enough to be able to say, I feel, or this is what my feelings are in regards to whatever the situation is, right? Because, like, realistically, like, many of us hold space for others in that regard, especially when it comes to our kids. You know what I'm saying? As our kids go through something, okay, baby, what's going on? Like, talk to mommy about it, right? Your coworkers go, girl, what's going on? What happened? Okay, holler at me. How can I assist you? How can I help you? You know what I'm saying? Many of us extend ourselves to those around us that we care for and that we have genuine connection with, or we believe we have genuine connection with, or we are cordial to, or we work with, whatever the case may be, right? We all have connections and relationships to each other and different people. How are you showing up and how are they showing up, right? It's different little, like I said, there's so many levels to this thing. I don't want to jump all over the place. I already know I've been jumping through this whole thing, and I'm so sorry if it does not connect and make sense. I'm still gonna post it because it's valuable information in it. It's just understanding, like, my stance. I saw myself through my son's eyes as like a tyrant in a sense, because he's like, I just don't want to hear what you gotta say. Right. And I had to check my approach, like, pause, like, look, friend. And I didn't come at him. I didn't come at him as if I were a tyrant. I was received as if I were a tyrant when all I was doing was just sharing my feelings. And I had to check not just him, but I checked myself too, because I checked him because I'm like, look, bro, I'm just sharing how I feel. And I should be comfortable to share and say how I feel, like, show up for myself. Like, I should be comfortable to do that. And we all should be able to be comfortable to show up for ourselves first, and then we can show up for others. Like, we should be comfortable to feel our feelings and understand and know who we are and where we need to make adjustments to change and heal and grow and be different people. Like, we should be able to look at our lives and see where we want to be better, or where we want to, or where we had dreams, or where we had goals, or where we had hopes or aspirations, and we should be able to, like, live them out, feel them, see them, receive them, be in the mindset and energy of reception and receptivity of said things. Like, the conversation I had with my friend's mom was beautiful. Like I said, we talked about several different things. And I told her I'm learning to be in this season of receiving, and it's difficult. I'm struggling. Like I'm good at giving, 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 and I'm not very good at receiving assistance and receiving help. Like it is not that it's not a humble. I'm already a humble being. You know what I'm saying? I don't like to boast about things. If I really need help, I'm gonna tell you I really need help. It's just that when I tell the person I need help and they actually help me, I struggle with how I feel about receiving the help that they give me. Right? It's like I question the sincerity of it because of my past, right? Of what I experienced in the past. And it's not to say that the person that is assisting me now is an ingenuine person. It's me having to trust me again to allow myself to see myself in a different regard, to see myself as deserving, to see myself worth as deserving of receiving any type of energy in a positive light. You have to give yourself permission to receive life, love, and positive energy. And I believe that should be a new mantra. And that's probably gonna be my mantra for the day. Wake up and receive life. You know what I'm saying? Wake up and receive it. Yes, wake up and receive life, light, love, and happy. You know what I'm saying? Life, light, love, and happy. You know what I'm saying? Because it's any given moment it can be over. And a drop of a dime and a wink of an eye and a click of a stick, whatever you want to call it. It could be over. So it's like, bro, recognize your greatness and the gratitude, like move in gratitude, move with intention. Test your spirit. You know what I'm saying? Testing your spirit is, and I feel like this video about to be long as I don't know what, bro.